Now, you might remember during the World Cup, Eddie Jones was offended. Offended at the links with him in Japan.
Questioning his national pride.
The notion that I would speak to Japan is outrageous. And then he came home from the World Cup and said, I'm staying for 4 more years. And then he left. And now he has a new
week
job.
or two later.
Yeah. So where's he gone, Richie?
By the way, on that, the Sydney Morning Herald have put together a compilation on YouTube of every time that Eddie Jones denied that he was speaking to or taking this next job. But, gods, Eddie Jones has returned. Who saw this coming? As Japan head coach.
What?
The former Wallabies and England boss, I know, had been strongly linked to the position and reportedly held talks prior to Australia's disastrous World Cup campaign. Jones previously led Japan at the 2015 World Cup, where, of course, they beat the Springboks at the Amex in the pool stage.
That's man. One of those people. I'm delighted he's back. He's in international rugby, and we'll come up against them over the next 4 years. I'm sure at some point. So
yeah,
it's good. It's a funny life, isn't it? The international rugby coaches have this is a man in his 60s who's
workaholic.
He went home for what was it, 6 months?
Yeah,
and half of that was spent in France for the World Cup, and then suddenly you come back and it's like, right, I'm moving to Japan again. There's no settled home life in that, is there? He's been living in Japan, England, Australia, wherever for, his whole adult working life. You feel like, Jesus, when you reach your 60s, it's like, do I really want to go to Japan again to do this? But as you said, maybe that's it. Maybe it's the addiction to coaching.
Well, he does seem to be a workaholic. Matt would have known him back in the day, Williams, and knew people who worked under him, and the stories are true. I mean, you are getting the phone calls and the emails and the texts at 4 or 5 a.m. and 3 a.m. and looking for answers to questions about tactics or issues the next morning, and it's non-stop. So I guess it's the driving force of his life, so he's going to keep doing it. But back in Japan again.